The framework is a collection of dimensions and capabilities, and it's a way of seeing what is good teaching practice, but also great teaching practice.
What I see the framework for me is a framework where I can have a look at what I'm already doing and find that I'm already ticking a lot of boxes on that framework, but also to be able to look at what the next step is or where the gaps are.
The framework includes 28 capabilities that are grouped in 3 different domains. So they're around understand students, knows content and approach, and also practices effectively. For each capability, there's a description of what that capability looks like at an emergent level, at an established level, and at an expert level.
I was really happy to see the focus on transition. I think it's at the heart of what we do right across the college.
One of the things I was really pleased to see included in the framework was the first domain, and that's the one that deals with producing a sort of socially inclusive, safe classroom for students.
The framework was developed through a lot of consultation with teachers across the college.
I think getting the input of teachers into what excellent teaching looks like acknowledges not only their prior knowledge and their professionalism, but also helps buy-in by staff.
There was really strong alignment between what teachers at Monash College see as effective teaching practice and what the evidence base says is effective teaching practice. So we were able to then bring that all together and create that first draft of the framework.
I think this framework has done really well to capture all of those small elements that people mentioned that set their favourite teachers or those who made an impact on their life apart.
That draft was then taken to a cross-divisional workshop, and that cross-divisional workshop had 4 teachers from each of our divisions, and that group worked together to go over the draft and improve the draft and give feedback.
So what I loved about the whole process and the development of the framework was the being in contact with other people from different divisions of Monash.
Challenging because we had to develop a framework that could cater to all of us, yet not miss some things or be too general.
There was an enormous consensus, and I thought we may well be arguing about fairly significant issues, but actually we were wordsmithing within quite a short period of time.
It really provides us as teachers with some structure in developing our goals, and also it's quite thorough, so there's a lot of different areas of focus within those capabilities, which I think is great.
The framework allows us to hone in on different areas of our teaching that we may not have thought about consciously before.
I think we all have a sense in ourselves that when we're improving our teaching, and it's from how the students react. We don't need a framework for that, but we do need a framework to be able to progress in our career and to be able to show in black and white what we've managed to achieve semester by semester.
One of the ways that teachers can use data really well is through their PDP, because I think the way that we've matched the teaching excellence and merged it with the PDP is fantastic.
As we've been discussing SMART goals, we've been looking at our different areas. It's been very clear. One of the key measures we've got is how what we do in the classroom impacts on learners.
The only way of finding out whether it worked, whether it was successful, that's independent, is by looking at data, and that can be the range of data that we have available.
Considering, well, how am I going to know that how I'm going against that goal as I move through the year, and how will I know at the end of the year whether I've achieved it?
I think the key message that I would want to get across to teachers is that the framework should be a tool for them to develop.
You can use it as like a self-assessment tool, but you can also use it as a performance development tool. So it has multiple roles.
To understand how the framework can be connected to what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. If they can see that connection, it becomes meaningful and relevant to them.
And it's something that you can definitely use to see how you've developed over time and what areas you've developed over time. But I think another important aspect of that is the fact that you can use that information or those achievements when applying for opportunities within the organization, or even if you're considering a secondment opportunity, you can refer to these achievements and these goals within your application.
Confidence in what you're doing, that we are doing a good job, And you know, there's always a few areas that we could improve on.
I think the teachers will come to see very quickly that the framework has been developed to help them become better teachers and to understand their students better and to reflect on their own teaching.
It's an explanation of what good practice looks like. It's not a list of things that you have to do on top of your teaching. So, you know, seeing the framework as something to help us discuss the wonderful things that are happening in our classrooms, I think is what I want people to take away from that.